Welcome. I'm here to let you know that a garden for every school is possible. You're about to learn the many benefits school gardens provide, the very real challenges they face, and how this training program helps people just like you overcome those challenges to launch a garden or breathe new life into an existing garden at your school.
Well, I like that it's so big and it's very colorful and it's very bright and it just brings joy to your heart.
I'm happy because we have a garden at our school that people don't have a lot of vegetables, then they can come and pick out of our garden.
Peaceful, it's nice, you see monarchs, butterflies, it makes you feel welcome.
School gardens engage students in ways traditional learning can't, and studies have shown that they improve student academic performance, behavior, and health.
School gardens are important on so many levels. Kids and brain development and healthy brains and healthy bodies need healthy food.
By creating a natural space outside, that the learning that's taking place and the curriculum that we're sharing with the students is then extended out to the outdoors.
Teachers can use it to increase STEM education, actually social studies and literature. All the real core subjects can be improved by getting students in a garden.
It's one thing to hear about it and learn and read stuff. It's a whole nother thing if you actually get to get your hands dirty and experience it.
When you take a kid that can't sit still in a classroom and take them outside to the garden where he can dig in the dirt, they're engaged, they're working, and they're learning.
They're allowed to plant everything themselves and to take care of it and to water it, so it teaches responsibility.
Students who might be otherwise considered developmentally disabled even really respond positively to being in the garden and working with their peers, and it really brings out their curiosity.
They learn to appreciate what is growing in their backyard and have a sense of pride.
And when we see children engaged and excited about things, how can that not be motivating?
About 40, 50 years ago, most of our children came out of farms. Today they come out of the city. The children tend to be spending their time indoors. They don't know the natural world. They think that food comes from the store.
We have a lot of work to do teaching kids about what's nutritious and healthy in their lives and giving them capacity to know, oh, this isn't so hard to do, I can do this.
They can have better access to fresh fruits and vegetables and healthy food. They can have experience, getting active, being physically active in the gardens.
Students get more involved and they understand how food is grown, they understand nutritional components.
My favorite thing I like to eat in the garden is radishes. I like to eat the potatoes,
herbs and like mint and all of those kind of things.
We can grab some lettuce and make a salad. Like sometimes when we were in garden club, we made chamomile tea. I just ate a pepper.
The school gardens also is a way to connect the school and the home and take advantage of what's in our neighborhood.
It's a way of parents collaborating, meeting other parents, taking pride into their school, being involved in their children's lives.
Appears that it really is a good investment that has significant potential to make kids smarter, healthier, and happier.
With so many benefits provided by school gardens, why doesn't every school have one? To find the answer, we interviewed dozens of school garden coordinators, volunteers, and organizations that support school gardens. And it turns out there are a lot of common challenges schools face that are important to understand before starting your school garden.
The challenge in a garden is not always in the startup. I see schools be really successful in starting gardens. It's really the sustaining a garden that takes a lot more work.
It's really cool to think about getting kids outdoors and digging in the dirt and planting vegetables and eating them. But we kind of want to gloss over the fact that nobody's around the schools in the summer.
How are we going to handle this project through the summer months? How is it going to be taken care of so that when it comes to the harvest time, the student's back there again and gets in on the real benefit of the end product?
The biggest challenge that I had getting into this garden was understanding where am I going to get my funding.
Being a public school and our investment is our students. Typically, traditionally, that's what's taking place inside the building.
Thinking outside the box and about, being creative in how you can use the resources in your community instead of just always applying for grant after grant, because that does get tiring and they are getting more and more competitive as more people are having gardens in their schools.
We see a lot of times the challenges can come manifest in a lot of different ways, and a lot of times the biggest part is support and who's doing what within the garden.
When a teacher gets the idea of developing a school garden, they get all excited, they spend all this time and effort, pretty soon they've worn themselves out.
There was a garden area and it was only ran by one teacher, and so because of not having more support, that basically went to weeds and it's no longer a garden area.
We had received grant and sponsorship from Principal Mutual Fund and the American Heart Association. They came out, got the beds built, brought all the tools that we needed and the manpower for a planting day 2 years ago. Then the teacher who had been the coordinator for that had moved on to another school. The team kind of fizzled out.
The community part of the community garden is the biggest part of it, and so making sure that you are including everybody in the community and that this garden isn't created for someone but it's created with people.
The main challenges school gardens face are managing the garden during the summer while kids are on break, securing ongoing funding, and having a committed team working year after year. Luckily, schools everywhere have overcome these challenges and can teach you how to do the same.
Garden for Every School program covers the full range of potential problems and gives you the tips to avoid them in that whole process.
This is the system that's going to get the garden going and keep the garden going.
We looked at other training programs and we decided we needed something digestible, not just for that one passionate teacher, but for principals, grounds crew, teachers who maybe aren't as passionate, parents, volunteers.
They're short, concise statements about what to avoid and how to provide sustainability to the project.
The training, the videos, and planning guides are designed to be done as a team, as a group.
There are a lot of great organizations out there offering school garden grants, and this just basically is a ready-made grant application to turn in.
When I started working with a Garden for Every School, I was really excited to have the garden resources connected with the Teachers Going Green resources.
The linkage to the Teachers Going Green program is exceptional. So it just gives them a full packet of opportunity here. And the end destination is a successful garden. You can implement it and be guaranteed of a pretty good level of success.
My favorite thing in the garden is to look at the flowers and water the flowers.
Like pulling out the weeds and looking at all the beautiful flowers.
Plant food and vegetables. Shoveling, picking up the weeds.